Welcome to Firearms of America. Today I am back here at Shooters in Fort Myers, Florida, and I have with me Glock 34 Generation 4 chambered in 9mm 5.3-inch barrel. As you can see, the owner did a little bit of some nice customization. We got a nice mag well. We got a little slide rack helper, whatever you call it. Let's do some shooting and see what it can do. Now, I have to say, just now I did the review of a Glock 34 Generation 5, and I'm really curious to see the difference back to back. In fact, I think I will do the actual video of doing two back to back and pointing out the differences. One thing, I can't really talk about this magazine right here, because this magazine is from Generation 5 Glock, which is good to know that they are definitely interchangeable. The only difference is that it has some orange guide here, but the owner forgot to give me any magazines, so I'm working with what I have here. So 5.3-inch barrel, 9mm, should be handling the recoil beautifully. Let's see if it's the case. So I will try to work on that yellow circle in the very center. See if I can get that. Alright, got a few on the top. So, speaking of the grip, I think of all the generations, of all the Glock generations out there, I think I'm in between Generation 3 and Generation 4 being my favorite grip. Here, Generation 4, as you can see, it has a little bit more aggression. The stippling here is more aggressive, and what I like about it is that it has nice finger grooves. Now on the Generation 5, Glock got rid of those finger grooves. I personally like them a lot. Now we have our mag release, which is not ambidextrous but reversible, and it's very similar to the Generation 5. It is different, however, to the Generation 3. It's more flatter. It is flatter to the grip itself, right? We do have our slide release, which is one of the differences. It's not ambidextrous. However, on the Generation 5, it is ambidextrous. So great job there, Glock. I think it's definitely an improvement there. Now, the guide rod is also upgraded from the Generation 3. So you have a tougher spring, a little bit tougher to rack slide, but at the same time, it does a better job whenever it comes to absorbing the recoil, right? We do have our serrations on the slide at the back. Nothing on the front, but we do have a nice cutout on the slide, which adds up to the aesthetics of the gun. Visual aesthetic. Why do I pick the hardest word for me to pronounce? I don't know, don't ask me. We have the accessory rail if you want to put the flashlight, which I think is pretty good if you know, planning it as a home defense weapon. We do have some serrations on the front of the trigger guard if you are this type of gripper, right? So let's put 5 more rounds through it, through these California compliant magazines that only go up to 10. Why don't just make a regular 15 capacity magazine and only put 10 rounds in it? That's California compliant, right? Anyway, so overall, I do like Glocks a lot. I mean, Austrian brand, Gaston Glock, I actually did the history, still alive and kicking it today. Creator. I did the history video, the amazing history of Glock, so if you have time to check it out, definitely do, because the history of the firearm of Glock is, I believe, is definitely one of those that you can call amazing. You know, the only probably one of other firearms that can compare and maybe be a little bit more amazing is 1911. Check that one out too, I have that as well. So, Glock, reliable, I mean really reliable. If you ask most people what is the most reliable gun out there, they'll say it's a Glock. Built specifically for a 9mm round. So if you are getting a Glock, 9mm is a good choice. Alright, so let's see if I can hit any of those flappy pedals. Now, in the beginning, I was terrible with them, so let's see if I'm still terrible with them. Still terrible. So, a few things about the trigger. Now, if you're new to Glocks, obviously you don't see any safety going anywhere on the gun. Aside from the safe action system on the trigger. Now, the safe action system, what it does, it prevents, if you drop the firearm, it's not going to fire accidentally, right? That's what it's for. So what it does is you have this pre-trigger right here. If you're not pressing it, you won't be able to press the trigger. Pretty good. Another reason why I like this pre-trigger is because it kind of gives you that feel before you actually place your finger on the trigger itself. Now, the trigger itself is a lighter trigger. Typically with Glocks is the bigger the pistol, the longer the barrel, the lighter the trigger. So here we have probably about 3.5, 4 millimeters of the familiar safe travel, and then a crisp break. I like it a lot. I think it's a great trigger. Now, you probably already noticed the MOS cut out here on the back of the slide. Basically what you do is all the new Glocks that are MOS capable, they have the MOS on them, they come with several MOS adapters for different red dots out there. So you remove this cutout, you install the adapter, you install your red dot on it, and now you have a pistol with the red dot, which honestly I do like a lot. I know some people out there are not fans of red dots on the pistols, but if you haven't tried it yet, check it out. I mean, I would probably be able, not probably, I would be able to hit those pedals much easier. I'm a terrible shooter, but with the MOS, it makes me that much better. Speaking of the sights, you have your standard Glock sights here, which I like, a 3-dot, very similar to 3-dot, except this bar going in the back. So I'd say let's do some 5 more rounds through it, and we'll try to come up with some reasonable conclusion. Maybe I can actually make it up to being terrible with those pedals today for whatever reason. But overall, I'm a huge fan of Glocks, and I always, before I discovered Glocks for myself, obviously you see them everywhere. I always thought, why people go crazy about these things? But it takes you to shoot one and to have one for a while and test one with some very, very demanding ammo, because I had some pistols that absolutely did not want to take ammo at all. Jam on every single round. And people next to me said it was a pistol, and then I took out the good old Glock, put the same ammo, not a single jam. That's one of the reasons why you just can't not respect a Glock. All right. I think I can be more or less proud of myself for the rest of the day. With that shooting, not perfect, but a little bit better than before. So overall, Glock is a Glock. Fantastic, fantastic pistol, absolutely awesome. I do like the MOS. Like I said, if you have not had a chance to shoot one with the MOS yet, definitely do. And I think I will do the comparison between the Generation 4 and the Generation 5 G34. 30 language barrier. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This was Firearms of America. I'll see you guys in the next video.